Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Yeah, we're starting off another match today of Roulette Rivals 17. This is Aphro versus Quatility in the Swiss round one. And real quick, I just kind of pulled up the our stats history here a little bit for these two players. So for the maps we've got going on currently, there is a Whittleton Creek pick from Aphro and a Chongqing ban from her, and a Haven pick, or sorry, a Bangkok pick from Quatility and a Haven ban from Bangkok. So we can go ahead really quick and check all that out. So I was doing a little bit of looking here beforehand, and we can see in season 2 that this is the first Whittleton Creek pick that Aphro has made so far in her roulette career. That is over, it looks like 21 matches played. And then this is also going to be the second time that she has banned chunking. So not particularly high on the stats there. But from Quatility's end, we can see that chunking is sort of one of his higher win rate maps, and potentially also lines up as a weakness for Aphro, given the 4 plays and no wins so far. So, and yes, Quatility is a 2-drone lover. That is true, as Moo mentions. But yeah, then checking out season 2 here for Quatility, we actually have the same, I believe, the same win rate with the same number of plays here on Whittleton, but is a bit of one of the lower maps here for Quatility. And let me go over and switch over real quick. We'll talk about the other maps here in a second, as Aphro is live. Yeah. I was going to say she was live when I had her set up in studio mode a second ago, so I was hoping that was still the case. Do I have game sound? Let me see. But yeah, the first Wilton Creek spin's going to come live here, and then we'll talk about the second map after this one. Does not look like I have game sound, but there's not really a reason why I don't. So I don't know. I guess I'll have to look at that in a little bit. But the spin is live here. We have the SMG for Janus, any SMG, as the politician's assistant. Nolan Cassidy with a falling object. Oh, brother, as the barbecue owner. So 2 of the, I guess you could say, most annoying disguises on the map. And you are also sort of required to get the real estate broker for the Nolan mission story. You don't have to. It's not like, required to get Nolan over there, but it is certainly the simplest way to do it. So, yeah, two unique disguises, 2 of the ones that you kind of have to contribute some loadout to in order to get the grab, at least to do so efficiently. SMG, of course, is not going to be a problem. You can get both loud and silenced on the map. So we see it looks like both players starting off with a trank grab here on the politician's assistant. And I guess we do have game sound. It's just extremely quiet, because I just heard some of it come through. I don't really know why it's so quiet, but you should be able to hear it now. And if it's not good enough, I can adjust the gain on that later. But yeah, so Quatility has brought a gum pack for the barbecue owner. We see Aphro here is moving around in the politician's assistant, grabbed that smuggle there from the bench, as Quatility quickly making their way over to Janus. And like I said, both the going crazy on the bullet distraction. Both the guard here in the kitchen and the one in the basement carry a loud SMG, a small one, and then there is a silenced SMG in the hidden tunnel. And no target KO restriction here on Janus, so you've kind of got time to go for whichever one you would like. But I think they're probably a similar amount of time commitment either way, so... but you may be able to get that tunnel open here before Janus comes down, and of course, that would help you out there a bit. We see not going to be happening from Quatility because he just used one of the busts. And yeah, Aphro as well looking set up with that loud SMG. Did not go downstairs for the clue and the camera box yet. So yeah, no progress made on either side here from Nolan, but he is not particularly timing dependent. Obviously, you have to deal with him before he gets back into his house for convenience sake, but oh, Aphro actually brought the silenced SMG. Okay, nice, nice, nice. But yeah, quatilyti is going to be taking that drag for the loud kill. And yeah, just from down here at the bottom of the stairs, you are chilling to get that loud kill. Aphro gets spotted, though, or gets combat moving in through the basement. What a jinx. Hey, listen, I didn't say anything. You will not catch me trolling on the Shoutcast. So quatilyti, wow, what a gamer, has the flash phone here. I don't really know exactly who he's aiming for with that. I guess this hidden guard. But he's going to have to bump him. I think he's worried about these NPCs seeing him over top of the counter. But he's got several people to worry about in that case, and the gum takes forever to go through. Ooh. Okay. Maybe could have been a little bit further away from the woman, but does get away with it there. And with the phone, this is what I was saying, you don't need the real estate broker. If he can just phone chain him over to the house for sale. But I guess quatilyti is unfortunately not good enough for that. Smile. Chain is slow as fuck. I don't think it really would make much of a difference compared to grabbing the real estate broker, especially because you wouldn't have to come back for your disguise. You can set the falling object time, or set the falling object up remote, but it's like an extra time commitment as well. So in terms of like pure speed here at the end of the spin, I think it wouldn't really make that much of a difference. I think Nolan does run to the house if you get far away from him. You don't have to stay near him. Just hitting the trigger on him will cause him to go to the house for sale. So he can go ahead and hit that, come back for his disguise, and then head over to the house. And it's just a simple matter of knocking out his guard and then dragging him under the chandelier. So it looks like Aphro has, for the second time here, managed to get that Janus kill in the correct disguise. And now, once again, is going to move through the basement. And is wary this time of the guard. You're not going to want to leave him with that briefcase, though, because he's going to walk upstairs with it. And looks like, yeah, she does knock that out. Quatilyti is trying to create some separation between the guard and Cassidy. But the guard does follow him inside. So it's not like a huge deal to get them both knocked out. And the plumber, I think, only moves if you're still disguised as the broker when you get here. Oh, this is cute. So we've got the phone under the chandelier is bringing in Cassidy. And then angle outside here from the window I was not aware of. But that is that falling object kill taken care of. 5 minutes 30 here. I mean, this isn't going to be a mega speed run spin regardless. But yeah, definitely nice first try here with these disguises especially. And we'll see them move on to these last two clues here. And with Batty taken care of now, there's not really much that can go wrong for them here. And then we should see the exit there within the next 20 seconds. Aphro has used an emetic to get the barbecue owner in the bathroom. And looks to be committing a trank as well. Probably to avoid getting spotted boxing through the window. So that is the disguise taken care of. May have been able to get a quicker in-game time than quatilyti had it gone to plan, but on the second try, unfortunately, quatilyti is able to pull it through there. and they will be taking Aphro's map pick here at the start. We are moving on, of course, here to Bangkok, and I'll take us back over to our stats here really quick. Not much to really watch on that stream for the moment, but yeah. So we saw the pick here was Bangkok from Quatility, and the ban was Haven Island. So in terms of Bangkok here, it is a bit of a lower win rate map for Quatility in the grand scheme of all of his maps. Not like terrible, but not towards the top either. But so far, Aphro has very limited experience on the map, only played twice, and no wins so far. So probably looking to take advantage of that. You can't see, the full story of like all of their map win rates here, but just for the sake of this comparison, it's pretty easy to make that distinction. Only banned one time from Aphro. Looks like no map from Aphro here has a significant ban history. But yeah, we see Haven Island has been played 4 times, picked 0 times by Aphro, 0% win rate. And it has been played 11 times by Quatility and won 6 times. So a lot of experience on Haven. Maybe going purely off these statistics, it wouldn't really be expected to see that as the ban. But probably just a map that Quatility isn't really looking to play here in this matchup, especially when you take into account the RNG maps. So it's a bit difficult to pick and ban regardless in round 1 because you have no idea what's going to happen the next 5 rounds. And in a lot of cases, your matchups will only get more confusing as it goes on. But that's map number 2, Bangkok, coming up in a minute and a half. I don't actually know what the RNG maps are, so I'll have to take a look at those as well as we move through there. But yeah, as we saw before, 0-2-0 here for Aphro as that history, and 5-4-0, personal best of 524, which I think is a relatively standard real time for Bangkok. So we will see what they're able to piece together here. Mac record is 244. So I guess if you want to beat that, good luck with your Jordan impacts or Ken falling objects or whatever. But yeah, this is best of 5. So we're either looking here for Quatility to win 2 more maps, or any other combination of scoring that either leads to a 6-point win or a 5-5 tie, which I believe we saw, I don't remember how many, like 4 maybe? 4 or 5 or something like that. 3 or 4 in the last tournament. But it happened more than you would probably expect it to. So Bangkok, our spin is Jordan Cross, Drowning as the recording crew. Ken Morgan, SMG in suit. Wow, what a miserable time to get suit. But it's not too bad. You do have to start suit, which hopefully Aphro will realize here. But you can grab the recording crew very easily. You can take the dude that's sleeping on the floor on your way up to Jordan, and then that leaves your suit in a relatively comfortable position to head back down for Ken. I would expect that probably to be the simplest way, at least, that you could execute this spin. You can also grab the recording crew that's in the room alone by the pipe, but obviously gives you a little bit more work to do in getting it out of there. Snail upshot simpler. So true. I expect a full run of this spin that's 5 seconds slower than whatever the winning player does on my desk by 2 p.m. my time, which is end of the hour. So Aphro and Quatility have both made their way over from Sweet Start. Looks like Quatility here is just going to be doing that relatively common distraction shot here to get their way through, and actually head straight up now to Jordan. So I guess you could look to just a medic Jordan, and then for having some issues here with this panic. A medic Jordan, and then get one of the recording crew members into the bathroom that's talking outside. Shouldn't be too easy to work around both NPCs there. Just the only worry, of course, being getting your suit back down through everything. Hopefully have a plan for that one there. But we see quatilyti after the peekaboo gets spotted and gets suspicious, but that does not matter. For the sake of the emetic, it will still go through just fine with the Ambrose nade. The problem is he has somebody coming in from that scream distraction. And doesn't seem to be aware of it, but it looks like they're far enough outside of the room here. Yeah, they just have too much to work around there. They were not checking out the mini-map there, unfortunately. Aphro... I'm not really sure what they have going on here. What is... Is Jordan sick, or what's going on here? It doesn't look like he's sick, but he's not doing anything. Oh, no. Is he in a broken state of, like, get out of the bathroom, I'm in here? Like, what's going on here? Oh, no. Okay, we're puking now. That's cute. She bump lured him. Yeah, I have no idea how that would interact with emetics. Because I'm not a cheater. But yeah, so we're grabbing this recording crew in here. Presumably, also those red guns on Afro's end just from Jordan will go away after this kill. And there is the drown prompt successfully there. Should be safe to leave that crew on the ground forever as well. Quatility, same approach here. Not as far behind as you may expect with that 2-minute in-game time differential. Yeah, Afro back to green guns. Headed back downstairs here. Got the Durian in the inventory for Ken, who should, at this point, be moving back towards the patio. So may be able to catch him by the time you've gotten back down there as he re-enters the restaurant. Quatility has Jordan taking the briefcase. So he's going to go ahead and drop that off before getting sick, but from this position, should still be headed back towards this toilet, and does have this recording crew inside. Should be able to get him in the box before Jordan comes back. Very nice. Dude, what is wrong with Jordan, man? He's... Oh. Did I ever just shoot that gardener in the head? What happened there? A 5-second ruled. Okay. I was trying to figure out what was going on for quatility. Like, what is actually wrong with Jordan? So 5-second ruled. I guess, did she try to distract him and then run into his LOS too quickly? Afterwards or beforehand or whatever. So quatility is back in the suit. Even got the map suit instead of that absolute garbage we saw the last time. Instead of shooting him, yep. I do know. Okay, so not really going to be good for quatility to do a panic here, given the NPC on the ground. Okay. A little bit tough to avoid with the chrome, making sure they don't hear the gun click as well, but was able to get through without panic, so that body should be chilling inside. Quatility does have a panic this time, and is able to get through. Aphro back up in the recording crew area to get the Jordan kill. Hopefully a little bit quicker this time. And quatility making their way over to Ken here. So quick emetic. This point, too late for patio, obviously, but should be set up very quickly here for a kill in the bathroom here on Ken. Sump would have already been leaving, as you can see there on the mini map, and the kitchen staff should already be inside the bathroom. So there shouldn't really be any NPCs to worry about at this point. Yeah, I don't really know why the game sound is so loud. Like, I have it maxed out in my settings, and I can hear it pretty clearly, but, like, I can see on the audio mixer that it's, like, way quieter than what I'm hearing. Jordan Drowning will probably be banned come next RR. I highly doubt that. Who is this woman? Okay, so... Oh, brother. So Aphro gets spotted there. Up in the bathroom. Moving around the Jordan kill. Quatilyti had to get another knockout there, but had both people pacified in the bathroom. So nothing else to worry about there. And they are moving towards the exit. Shouldn't be any risk left for them. But yeah, I think the navigation in the bathroom area, both in the trespassing disguise as well as trying to move both NPCs around at the same time, was the main pain point here. Obviously, both players repping there. But that is 0-4 lead here for Quatility. Isle of Scale is our first RNG map. I'm not going to switch over to our stats page again, just because, I don't know, I feel like it breaks the flow up a little bit. But I will check out both of their stats here. Of course, as you can see, 2, 3, and 1 lifetime performance for Aphro, personal best 608, and a 4, 5, and 0 for Quatility 414. So pretty similar in terms of overall win rate here. Isle of Scale has been picked 1 time by Aphro and has been banned 0 times. And then if I head over on Quatility's side of things, has been picked 0 times and banned twice. So I guess just purely based on numbers, Aphro is probably slightly happier to see this map, but Aphro Miami video, so true. There might be Miami later. I don't really know. I don't know what other RNG maps there are. Okay, I upped the gain a little bit on the match, or on the game audio, so maybe that's a little better. No, the Twitch sliders are both maxed. They were already maxed by default. I have the Twitch sliders maxed. I have the OBS mixer maxed. And then I just added a gain filter to the source. So I can only crank it so far. Yeah, professional difficulty, silent assassin, and a lot of gameplay related rules that you don't really have to worry about because we have people both in the stream and behind the scenes making sure that all the rules are being followed. But yes, that is the gist of it. Map record 224 by In4Fun. I think that was him beating his own map record, if I remember correctly. But yeah, actually pretty close, maybe very close to the Bangkok record that we just saw in timing. A huge stair slide. So Aphro currently prepared for a gallery start with the phone shenanigans. But here we are. Our spin is live. Zoe Washington, Injected Poison as Architect. Sophia Washington, SMG Master of Ceremonies. So a little bit weirdness on the Sophia disguise because obviously Architect, if I could speak, on Zoe would be a very quick live kill. The only awkwardness there being you have to traverse back across the map for the Master of Ceremonies to get to Sophia. So You could opt for double phone here. I don't think it really makes a huge difference, but obviously can create some problems for you with radio timing because I think it would be a little bit awkward to get back up there fast enough. But double phone, I feel like, is a spin you have to have a decent amount of practice on to be able to pull it off in any reasonable amount of time. So, you know, being an RNG map, not entirely guaranteed that they're both comfortable with it. It's also going to be kind of awkward for Aphro because she's going to be sandwiched between the guard and she's going to get spotted here. Yeah. If you phone from up top for Zoe, you basically have to go down immediately because if you're not prepared to phone chain her, then as soon as you get down to the bottom of the pipe, she's going to stop being distracted anyways. And we saw a chapel start for quatilyti, which is going to give them the Master of Ceremonies immediately. But unlike some other spins, not really interested in that MOC lure because you are not able to isolate Zoe at the start. Could see that lure later on for Zoe, but likely not, as it doesn't really line up super well with the Zoe disguise. Quat did do MOC lure. Well, I think she's going to be leaving a decent amount of time. I don't think she stays there for very long. I feel like she's probably going to be gone by the time he gets back, but I'm not like entirely sure on that. So phone lure again on Zoe for Aphro, and then Seeker on Sophia. Oh my god. Gets spotted at range. Actually, the bush did come a little bit before then, but just didn't notice it in time. But doing double Seeker would, I guess, probably create a pretty decent timing on radio again for coming all the way back. Because I don't know that you really want to dedicate the time to moving your way into the bathroom. Quatility is no longer very happy with that chapel start here on the restart. And both players at 0 in-game time. Yeah, the double Seeker, as soon as they're done puking the first time, they basically immediately get the effects of the other dart. It like stores it basically. So it's like, I don't know, it's probably like maybe 2 minutes and like 5 to 10 seconds because they do like kind of this awkward like pathing in place before they start puking again. And also they can be distracted while puking the second time. It's just like a weird unintended mechanic, I think. But Aphro still looking to get this phone here early on and is able to do so. Can phone be used for Zoe up? Maybe. But I'm not entirely sure what an efficient way of doing it could be. Wow, that poke a little sus because that... Wow, he didn't even see that. Magic bush strikes again. Who knows why Scale and Colorado were like this, but... But I think the range on the phone ring is probably, like, too large to be able to just get her from, like, a reasonable spot, but I haven't really messed with it. So Quatility is trying to do Zoe up. Which is seekering her guard to get the guard out of the way of reacting to things, and then throwing distraction as Zoe is about to walk through the door. And of course, second Seeker dart there to get the distraction, or sorry, to get the isolation started on Sophia. So thrown distraction here right before she walks through the door means that she's not going to enforce it. And if that was timed properly, she will make her way up this staircase right by where Quatility is now. Her guard does follow her eventually, but that's not even really a concern considering the injected poison kill anyways, so that is whatever. Aphro looks to probably just be going for a radio isolation and then come back. And Quatility is looking to grab Sophia's personal guard. Architect is already allowed on the helipad, but not in the MOC room, like Elite Guard is. So there's the knockout. The guard doesn't actually ever come in here, but either way, it'll also give him an exit disguise to change out of the MOC in this bathroom. We see Aphro here has got Sophia on the hook with the radio, so just going to want to knock her out and then stash her behind the couch so that the constant doesn't find her on his way out to the helipad. So we see that injected poison kill there on Zoe coming up the stairs and now moving down across the helipad for that MOC disguise. So both with Zoe killed and Sophia isolated, but obviously the minute and a half in-game time lead there for Aphro, but not nearly as much work done on the MOC disguise as Quatility has here. KO there doesn't really make a difference. That guy doesn't turn around, but also nobody else comes in here, so as long as he doesn't get one of these bodies seen opening that door, which doesn't seem to have happened, he should be good to move his way back upstairs. And now just needs to get himself back to Sophia. Pick up the gun there for added stealth. And yeah, Aphro had to get herself an SMG. The guard in the MOC room only carrying a loud pistol, so plenty of SMGs on the map, but is a bit of time to dedicate. And yeah, Quatility now, final boss is this one guy, because I believe he's the only one that can realistically give you any trouble other than peekabooing someone, which you do have to be aware of. And yeah, he's not going to be fast enough on that. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Okay, it makes no sense that that's where she went off the peekaboo, but it works in Quatility's favor, I guess. I mean, that wasn't really anywhere near where the peekaboo was going, but she just kind of felt like only going that far, I guess. But yeah, Quatility got the kill in the bathroom and is now headed towards the exit. Aphro making them way up to the bathroom. Going to be too late here, unfortunately, even if they are able to get through the kill because the helicopter is open. And Quatility has exited map number 3, Isle of Scale. And yeah, the easier spot for the kill there on Aphro. Gonna get this dump. And unfortunately, a little bit too late there. I think had the SMG not been a concern there, could have seen that be a bit closer at the ending. All the Cyrillic enjoyers plus Pidgearrow typing in my chat. He's totally one of you guys. But yeah, GG. I don't know if a lot of these, some names I don't recognize. I wonder if a lot of these people are Russian gamers here coming to support Quatility. Very cool. Either way, that's going to do it for this match. The 6-0 will be the final result here. And we can go ahead and check out our brackets, which might not have been updated, but either way, I can give it a quick refresh. Let's see, we're looking for Quatility and Aphro. Yeah, so Quatility does now have that 1 point and the 6.0 differential. Of course, 0 BH score. And then Aphro, I'm not even entirely sure where she is on here, but will be 0, -6, and 1. So Greori will be matching up against, well, based on who's currently playing, it's just going to be people that have won in the first round, and then Aphro will be playing against somebody who was not able to make it through with that win. And everybody in the currently 0 wins category, unfortunately, has to fear De Nomos. But yeah, that's just how random matchmaking works sometimes. But yeah, these are your standings. We've still got pretty significant number of matches left to be played today, and then the round will end tomorrow. You can see here in the upcoming, we've got 2 matches coming up at the top of the hour. That is Skylar and Channel Joined, as well as In for Fun and Fly for You. This will be casted by Globalk and then Curry Maker and myself. And then an hour after that, we have Mika and Randy. 3 hours and 3.5 hours after that, we've got 2 more matches, and then 2 more matches tomorrow to end out the first round of Swiss. So following the, or maybe a bit after, but following the Spot and Ducker match tomorrow, we will be drawing the matchups for round 2. So that is what's going on in Roulette Rivals 17. That'll be it for me. Thanks everyone for joining me. Of course, matches aren't ready to be rated over in, but see if anyone's streaming Hitman to tide people over in the meantime. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining me. Thanks to Moo, of course, for the magical adminning work. And I will see you guys in 25 minutes.